Hello. I was motivated today to talk about how it seems to me that ego drives fear and feeds it. And there's a relationship there. Yeah, kind of inspired about it because I was talking to a friend and talking about fear of mortality, which again, to me, it's like all fear funnels down to our own mortality and others' mortalities that we care about. And so the ego loves it because if we're fearful and we're scared, there's all sorts of things. A couple of hummingbirds out there on the honeysuckle tree. Pretty nice. Honeysuckle trees are awesome. They go all year round. Um, anyway, yeah, ego loves and thrives on it. Loves the fear, whether it's FOMO, fear of missing out. I need to do this. I need to do that, then I'll be happy. I need to buy that place. I need to go here. I need to do this. Then I'll be happy. I'm not happy right now. I mean, I'm okay, but I need this. I have to have something to look forward to. And there's a fine line between looking forward to things. Looking forward to things, if you're peacefully content in the now, that's great. That's icing on the cake of just the good times. But if it's future tripping because you don't really like what's happening now, insecure, fearful, run a diagnostic of all the things that are generally perpetually habitual in your life now, and find out what's serving you and find out what's not. Whatever's not, just drop it off. Leave that. Keep doing what you've always done. You'll keep getting what you've always got. And we're not getting any younger. So that creeps in as well. Yeah, not a good way to go. So taking a look at what's happening, of what's driving discontent, what's driving peeling you out of the moment. Take a look at that. Take a look at what's embedded in that. And if you got the courage to make a change, you will see differences. That's a tall order to be. That's what I consider courage. To me, it's not courageous, not to get all drummed up on this subject, but it's not overly courageous for somebody to come out and say I'm trans or I'm gay or whatever. Like, I don't know. I mean, I can see that line, that I can see their angle as well, because they don't feel accepted. That's defensible. Just don't do it for victimization status or to get attention. Anyway, I digress. To me, real courage is facing the fears. And fear is going to kill the spirit. It's going to kill motivation. It's going to kill education. It's going to kill the contentment and the peace and the joy. And there's this constant, like, unsettling feeling. Change the landscape. Take a hard look. That's what's helped me out a little bit. And then bring in the the impermanence, bring in the idea that birth is not the end, birth is not the beginning, and death is not the end. It's just a constant movement of energy. If you can get to that point through experiences, not because you read a book or because somebody said that that's how quantum mechanics works, it's because you felt it, you've made enough room in your life to dump the excess noise that doesn't serve, and then you feel and experience. So it's not faith, it's not belief, it's knowing. And some people have a real problem when people talk like that, because it's like, oh, what makes you so special? I mean, don't get mad about it. It's just, at the end of the day, it's still an opinion. So there's no reason to feel threatened or get all butthurt about that. I'll tell you what, last night was watching a little bit of normal TV. Commercials came on. I haven't seen commercials in not much. And the commercials were hilarious to me. It was all the pizza and the fast food and the garbage food and the just the dead food that we consume. And I'm not above it. It's not, like I don't do that from time to time. I do. But don't, hook your star to that wagon of just constant dead food. That ain't no good. And then, so there was a commercial about Domino's. And I'm not even hating on Domino's. I don't think it's delicious, but whatever. The next commercial was like about some medicine, some prescription medicine that you can take to literally take away the symptoms of what that food did to your body. And then it was on to the next commercial. I think Bob Evans, I don't know. And nothing against Bob E. I don't know. I used to love that. I used to love Bob E. The turkey platter, delicious. And then here, take this Advil for any headaches, after. So it's like the cycle, the loop. And then multiply that by, however much. So if there's any question about what, big pharma and big government, if there's any question if they look after us, if they care about us, obviously not. And because big government is in bed with big corporations, it's all together. And a lot of us know this. So, and I'm kind of going off a little bit here, but it's all got to do with that programming of fear by control. Then the ego and the mind takes over, and we're scared to death. I don't know if I want to eat that. I don't know if I can breathe over there because that air seems a little bit, I don't really know. And then I'm going to have my nasal passage a little bit wonky. And that whole time we're missing out on the beauty of a lot of things, starting with self. And, and ego, once the fear kicks in, the old fear train, then the ego just puts us right in our mind, and then we're a slave. Fear of missing out is a big one. Well, when you reduce fear of mortality and other things, all of a sudden now FOMO turns to the JOMO, the joy of missing out. And that's a peaceful state. And you don't necessarily need, to abuse substances to avoid your authenticity because you want that. And so, it was an interesting conversation, and I got inspired to talk about it. And it's not to poke fun at somebody, it's not a competition or to poke fun at somebody who might be scared to death as opposed to somebody who's not. There's empathy there. because we've all experienced fear. And it's not like all ego is bad. A lot of ego is good. The survival mode, sink or swim, kicks in when you're in a tumultuous situation that you need to get out of. That left brain's kicking in. So there is a purpose for that, of course, but we just, ego beats us up to death. And it's all the mind. So the idea again is live your life. Yes, you got responsibilities, we got stuff to do. But when we have those moments and we can balance back to be ourselves and experience self and divinity, it makes things a lot easier. And we can practice and sort of, train ourselves to, oh, hey, that experience was really nice. I didn't even do anything. I didn't spend $1. I was just sitting there observing what was and what is. That's attractive. That's a new dopamine hit, not the new car smell, because that's going to go away. So take a look at the blueprint of what your life is about in the daily. And if it's uncomfortable, make changes. It takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. Freedom's on the other side of your fear. There's so many ways to say it. And we can intellectualize it so much. But you have to experience it. And experiencing it, it's like it's different for everybody. Because the way people talk about it, it's different the way people describe certain things. Some things mirror up real nice, other things, but all going to the same place, self. And so make space for that, be open, submit. You get to this spot where if I die tomorrow, yeah, impermanence. Okay. Graduate from life, and that's that. But live while you're here. That's the point. That'll change the world. If everybody's just hanging and feels that appreciation and that joy,